Barbie. Today we're going to be making liquid soap. This is such a good skill to have. It's not my favorite thing to do, but it lasts about 2 years, and that's about how long until we need some more liquid soap. So it's really not a huge deal to have to do it every other year or so. It takes a minute, and there's definitely a learning curve, but once you know how to do it, it's a super great skill to have. Most soap that's sold in the grocery store or just in the drugstore or whatever is not actually soap. It's actually detergent, so it dries out your skin terribly. And I think it's one of the reasons that I look so young is because it cleans your skin and gets really well into the pores without actually drying it out, which is so awesome. I use this to make a homemade shampoo. I do it for a homemade body wash. There's a lot of different uses. I don't think that it's great for things that have a lot of grease. So like, I've tried it for dishes and I've also tried it for laundry. Those two, it doesn't work super well because in those cases, it is nice to use a heavier detergent, something to like degrease. So there's the difference. So this is gonna leave that sebum, some of the nice oils behind so it doesn't dry out your hair and your skin. I have tried this for my shampoo and I don't like it. My husband absolutely loves it. I make him a super special anti-dandruff shampoo and he just absolutely loves it, better than anything he can buy, he says. But for me, my hair is really like, I'm both oily and dry at the same time. So I don't know, this just hasn't worked for me, but it might work for you. I don't know. So we are gonna make this out of coconut oil and olive oil, and you're just gonna need a little bit of equipment and a lot of stay-to-itiveness. Stick with it because it's gonna be a lot of stirring, but it's a good skill to have. So let's get into it. Okay, we're gonna make sure we have everything. So we have our olive oil, we have our coconut oil, we have our stainless steel big pot, we have our measuring scale, we have something to measure the oil in, something to put the water in, something to put the lye in, the lye, distilled water, our safety goggles. We're gonna also use gloves and long sleeve shirt and pants. This is to scoop out the coconut oil, and this is my recipe. So first I'm going to do the coconut oil. We're going to do 454 grams or 1 pound or 16 ounces.
Now we're ready to make the lye solution. So you're going to put on your respirator and your goggles and get your gloves on and your long sleeve shirt and your pants and your shoes. You really don't want this stuff on you at all. You're going to do the lye into water, not the water into lye. You can make a bomb if you do water into lye. So you really want to be careful when you're dealing with this. Know what you're doing, do a little bit of research. Make sure that you don't get it on you. If you do get some on you, have some distilled water nearby so that you can neutralize it if it gets on you. It's very, very alkaline, so the acidity of the vinegar will neutralize it. And you're just going to stir, stir, stir. Make sure you stir that really, really well. When your lye and your oils are both between 120 and 130 degrees, you're going to slowly pour your lye into your oils. and then you are going to stir. You're going to stir, stir, stir every 5 minutes for about a half an hour. I also have a hot plate underneath this. So this is in a garbage can with a cinder block underneath that so that I don't melt the garbage can, and then a hot plate under that, and so there is heat coming from underneath. You can do this in a crock pot or just on the stove. It's harder in the house. You want to have a vent or something like that. It's much better to do it outside. This stuff can be very, very toxic. So at this point, I'm just going to stir and stir and stir, and then let it rest, let it heat up a little bit, and come back and stir some more. I'm going to do that until it gets pretty solid and I can't stir anymore. This should take a while, so just be patient, but you'll come to the point where it's too thick to stir, and then you're going to put a lid on it and cook it some more. So I'm gonna cook it for 3 hours and on super low. You can do this in a crock pot, or I'm just doing it on the stove. And about every half hour or so, you're gonna come by and stir. But it should be a nice pasty soap when you're done at this point. From here, I like to leave it in a paste and just add distilled water when I need it, or you can add 10 to 12 cups of distilled water and cook for 8 hours, breaking it up as you go, and you'll end up with nice, smooth, liquid soap.
So that's it, and you end up with this really nice oatmeal colored soap. I add essential oils to it to give it a really nice fragrance. You can add as much or as little as you like, which is nice, and you know that everything that goes into this is completely good for you, and you know exactly what's in it. I like to also, for an added bonus, you can soak herbs inside of the distilled water, like overnight or something, if you want to add something to your hair rinse. That adds just a little bit of like that essential oil of whatever herbs you use. So sage or rosemary or mint or any of those are like really, really, really good for your hair. So, or your skin as well. So adding them to this can be a really, really nice addition. Like I said, this usually lasts about 2 years. You can leave it in its thick form and then dilute it as you need it. That way it doesn't take up so much space as you're storing it. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you, as always, for watching.